seem like she cared or liked the source material. I mean, that is just far from a graceful Disney princess-like promotion. It's far from what you would think Disney wanted.
I think Rachel Zegler was miscast. I'm not trying to be shady, but when you see the pictures of her as Snow White, you're like, that's Snow White? She doesn't look happy, she's not really smiling.
The controversy surrounding Disney's Snow White remake has grown more intense with the arrival of a competing project, Snow White and the Evil Queen, starring conservative YouTuber Brett Cooper and backed by the Daily Wire. This unexpected rivalry has created a sharp ideological divide among fans. Despite major studio support, Disney's Snow White struggled at the box office, opening to around $43 million. While some optimistically viewed it as a promising start, earnings dropped nearly 70% by the second weekend, and the film barely crossed $120 million globally after 2 weeks, a disastrous outcome for a big-budget Disney production.
Right there. Zoom in right there. That's it. 163,000 rating, of which it got 1.6, not out of 5.
Industry. Analysts see this failure as more than just a poor performance. Many view it as a reflection of growing public resistance to the way studios are modernizing classic stories. Some commentators have drawn parallels between Disney's struggles and broader political trends, noting that Disney and the Democratic Party are attached at the hip, invoking the phrase, "Go woke, go broke." Rather than accepting criticism, star Rachel Zegler blamed external factors, specifically pointing to market confusion caused by the Daily Wire's competing adaptation. Her comments were widely criticized, with many feeling she failed to take responsibility for the film's shortcomings.
Zegler was supposed to believe is just so striking that even the supermodel like Gal Gadot is supposed to be homicidically jealous of her. I mean, we're supposed to completely suspend our disbelief.
Behind the scenes, tensions on the Disney set were reportedly high due to Zegler and co-star Gal Gadot's conflicting public views on the Israel-Palestine conflict. Gadot, an Israeli actress, remained staunchly pro-Israel, while Zegler was vocally pro-Palestine. Insiders describe the situation as extremely volatile and reflective of the wider divisions in Hollywood. Today, these ideological differences further fueled negative perceptions about the project. In contrast, Brett Cooper's version of Snow White aims to stay faithful to the original fairy tale values of kindness, love, and inner beauty. Cooper made it clear her adaptation would celebrate the original themes without incorporating modern political messaging. This stark difference in storytelling philosophies has sparked a broader cultural debate. Supporters of Zegler believe fairy tales must evolve with the times to stay relevant, while Cooper's fans argue that the timeless magic of these stories lies precisely in their simplicity and unchanging nature. Online reactions have been fierce, with fans taking sides and debates exploding across platforms. Many expressed disappointment that Disney's version strayed too far from the spirit of the 1937 classic, trying to appeal to modern political sentiments while also relying on nostalgia. Critics argue that in attempting to please everyone, Disney ended up pleasing no one, creating a confusing and unsatisfying experience for audiences.
You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
Pairs, so I have literally been exclusive to Minecraft for the last month and a half.
Right.
All Minecraft all the time. I'm in a little movie called Minecraft.
The aftermath of the Snow White debacle could have lasting effects on the careers of those involved. Rachel Zegler faces significant backlash for both her role in the film and her social media activity, leading to rumors that she may struggle to land major roles in the future. Brett Cooper, meanwhile, finds herself gaining attention, but also facing scrutiny, as some worry her version is seen more as a political statement than a simple fairy tale adaptation. The controversy has forced Hollywood to reckon with serious questions about the future of storytelling. Should studios chase current social trends at the risk of alienating traditional audiences, or should they return to focusing on timeless entertainment values? Analysts predict that future adaptations may lean more toward faithful retellings rather than politically charged reinventions, learning from Disney's painful lesson that simply modernizing a classic doesn't guarantee success. Furthermore, the battle between Disney and the Daily Wire reflects a bigger shift in Hollywood's power dynamics. Where once major studios controlled the cultural narrative around beloved stories, independent studios are now offering audiences different, more ideologically distinct options. Financial impacts are real too. Disney's stock has been reportedly affected by its increasingly divisive content, with comparisons drawn between Disney's struggles and broader dissatisfaction with left-leaning cultural institutions.
To everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to.
For families and younger viewers, the Snow White clash creates an unusual cultural moment where even fairy tales are contested ground. Parents must now consider not only which version to show their children, but which worldview that version presents. What was once a shared cultural touchstone has become yet another front in the culture wars.
Most rated movies on IMDb. What are the worst rated movies on IMDb?
Probably Ishtar or something like that, going back.
Bottom of the, what is it? I mean, I'm going through some of these lists here. 160-something thousand reviews. Maybe it hasn't updated yet. With a 1.6 stars. Absolutely embarrassing for somebody. Did you see the clip of her at the theater watching it by herself? Have you seen that one or no?
Oh,
I don't know if you saw that.
I think I saw a brief little.
Yeah. Adam, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think there's a common theme here. I think the Democratic Party and Disney are attached at the hip. So I think there's a common thread with approval ratings and the stock price of what's happened with the Democratic Party and with Disney. You know the famous phrase, go woke, go broke? Right now, Disney, their big blockbuster movie has plummeted, much like the Democratic approval ratings that reached, I think, an all-time low at, 27%.
Social media has amplified these divisions, with hashtags supporting either Zegler or Cooper trending regularly. Both actresses have called for civility among their supporters, but the fierce loyalty of their fan bases has made respectful dialogue difficult. Industry veterans observe that, while Hollywood has seen competing projects before, rarely have the ideological differences been so stark. This isn't simply a battle for audiences, it's a battle for the meaning and purpose of storytelling itself. Looking ahead, the success or failure of Brett Cooper's version will carry heavy implications. If her traditional approach resonates, studios might prioritize straightforward storytelling moving forward. If audiences reject both versions, it could signal burnout and a more cautious approach to future adaptations. Ultimately, what began as a simple retelling of Snow White has transformed into a high-stakes referendum on entertainment, politics, and cultural values. The story's legacy now extends far beyond a princess and 7 dwarves. As one online comment summed it up perfectly, "The irony isn't lost that a story about finding the fairest of them all has turned into the ugliest fight in Hollywood."